Yoga has helped me, not just in the physical with asana, but it's also helped me in so many ways you don't even realize. Just even when you do a meditation and you practice prana, your lung capacity is growing bigger, that you're getting more oxygen to your body, but that you're also meditating to a point where you're not in the future and you're not in the past, you're present. You're able to file all those traumatic thoughts away, not just file them away, face them, know that it happened to you, honor them, and the healing just starts because every single day, I see something else that I can be better at, that I can heal even more thoroughly. It's surreal. When I was 4 years old, we moved to the United States. It was me, my mom, and my younger brother. All we knew was that we were coming to the United States because my dad was here. My dad bought a home in South Central LA. I didn't even realize what South Central LA was. I just realized that we had a home and we were happy, we were together. And just little by little, I became aware that this might not have been the greatest area to move into. Just walking to school, everybody said, oh, be careful, walk with a friend, make sure you're not walking alone. And it's just stuff I didn't realize until I'd been living there for a while. It was a rough neighborhood. When I was 14, one of my uncles molested me, and it happened a couple of times. One day when I was just relaxing, listening to music, he physically assaulted me. And I didn't have really anywhere to turn. And the moment I realized that was when I ran into the kitchen to tell my mom what he had done just 5 minutes prior. The first thing she said was, just don't tell your dad. And I knew I couldn't tell him because the first thing he would do was probably try to kill him. He was a very violent person when he was drinking. So I held it inside. I didn't tell anyone for years and years. By the end of my 16th year, I didn't have any hope. So I took some pills. I remember just grabbing any pill that I could from the medicine cabinet, stuck them in my mouth, and fell asleep. At least I wanted to just fall asleep quietly, like the way you see it in the movies. And my mom walked in. She's like, what did you do? I don't know how she saw the bottle. Something triggered her. And she called my dad. They rushed me to the hospital. When I got there, just looking back, I was pretty amazed that no one actually asked me like, hey, what's going on? What happened? Because all they did was treat me with their basic charcoal fluids in the stomach, and then they released me a couple days later, and that was it. A year later, my dad went to jail. We got behind on the house payments because my mother didn't work. I was still in high school. By that time, I had 3 other siblings, so it was 5 of us living in a house with no income, and we lost the house. They foreclosed. My dad wasn't able to get back on his feet. I don't even know how we survived that. It just got so bad. I really wanted to die this time. It wasn't like maybe I'll die and everything will be okay. It was like I just don't know what to do. Sometimes I would grab my dad's revolver and just put it to my head. Like maybe this will be faster. But I would think of the dumbest things like, oh, then there's gonna be blood all over the place and my mom's gonna have to clean it up. The kids are gonna get scared when they see it. And I remembered something that my dad had said one time that he kicked me out of the house. He said, just don't you ever blame any of this on me or your mother. Nothing that has happened that makes you do the things you do is our fault. And I knew he was right, because looking back, there was always someone that I could have turned to. There was always something I could have done. And once I started doing yoga, I fell in love with it. I practiced for about 1 year. And still not knowing the benefits of how it heals your trauma. And I decided to take a teacher training. It just opened so many different doors to see what yoga really is. Eventually through the training, I learned how to meditate and how to bring all those traumas, specifically the sexual trauma, to term. I see it and I need to get past it. I don't know how many times I must have cried. And still do. But it healed that space where I thought I had no one. And it healed that space where I thought there weren't others like me. Since that training, I volunteered to teach yoga because I know there's so many people out there that don't understand that there's so much more to yoga. It's just the overall way that you can heal and exist and be present.